Hello and welcome back to Top 10 Places. For centuries, mansions and large homes have been a status symbol of the elite, serving as physical representations of an abundance of wealth and luxury. Needless to say, they're often highly sought after, but there are some mansions around the world that nobody is willing to touch for any price. In today's video, we're taking a look at some of these undesirable mansions. Whether they're near impossible to maintain or in desperate need of relocation, not even the lowest bid is worth taking these estates on for prospective buyers. And be sure to stick around until our number one spot, which is a home so unwanted that it's been left vacant for years. Before we dive into the video, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like on this video to show your support. Your help allows us to produce the best videos possible. Now, without further ado, let's jump in. Number 10. Granite Loma, Michigan, US. Costing a cool $19.5 million, Granite Loma is a historic Upper Peninsula estate that features the world's most expensive log cabin. While it's certainly an incredibly beautiful home, there are just some issues that buyers can't seem to grapple with, leading this property to be on and off of realtor listings for years. The property, which is located in a remote region of Michigan, has had a hard time landing any buyers for as long as it's been on the market. When it was first put up for sale, Granite Loma was listed for $40 million, a price that soon proved to be far too high for buyers. For years, the property sat with no offers, eventually leading the price to be dropped down to $19.5 million, where it still stands today. So what exactly makes Granite Loma such an undesirable mansion, despite its obvious beauty? Well, you know what they say about real estate: location, location, location. The incredibly remote area that Granite Loma is situated in already makes it difficult to want for any serious buyers. Add to that the challenging weather of the area, the out-of-date interior, and the serious repair and restoration needs, and you're left with very few buyers who actually want this home. Granite Loma is a 26,000 square foot log cabin and farm that features a total of 13 buildings throughout the property, complete with an orchard, pool, and even a wind turbine. It's one of the most viewed properties on Realtor.com, and even though there have been some interested parties, no deal has yet been struck. Number 9. 4-bedroomed house in Jordan, Minnesota, US. Go ahead and guess how much this pretty little property is currently selling for. Go on, I'll give you a minute. If you guessed $0, congratulations, you're a winner! A Minnesota homeowner is currently selling this 4-bedroomed mansion for nothing. The house was inherited by the current owner from her grandmother in 2011, and she is currently looking for a buyer who is willing to take on the home to preserve its history. Unfortunately, thanks to a zoning issue, the home has to be relocated, which is going to cost $50,000. What's more, some serious repairs are needed, which are estimated to cost $150,000. The current owner's grandmother used to be the first female mayor of Jordan, Minnesota, where she moved in the 80s. The owner says that the architecture of the home is a pretty outsider, with an old-era charm to the interior of the house. Essentially, this property is beautiful on the outside and a little dated on the inside. Up until the passing of the previous owner, this Minnesota house was used for storage, as it did not have any electrical infrastructure or plumbing. The owner considered transforming the home into a complex, but the property was awkwardly built between a highway and a hill, making it impossible to build any kind of parking space. Even though this home is currently being sold for nothing, nobody's interested. Probably because taking on this home also means taking on the roughly $200,000 costs needed to move and repair it. Number 8. Lynnwood Hall, Pennsylvania, US. Lynnwood Hall, a home filled with incredible secrets and plenty of tragedy, has been on and off the market for a number of years since it was first listed. Located in Elkins Park, the mansion was rebuilt more than a century ago in 1897 and is one of the largest remaining neoclassical revival architectural homes from the Gilded Age. In other words, it's very historic. So why doesn't anyone want it? Currently listed for $16 million, Lynnwood Hall was built in 1900 for Peter A.B. Widener, an industrialist from the time. It cost him $8 million to build the mansion's impressive 110 rooms. Tragically, after the mansion was built, Widener lost his eldest son and one of his grandsons in the Titanic incident, with only his wife Eleanor escaping. Later, after Widener's death, nobody in his family was willing to take on the huge responsibility of maintaining his mansion. Thus, in 1948, Lynnwood Hall was sold for just $130,000, a fraction of what the home cost to build. The last owner was a secretive leader of a church who intended to declare the property a seminary to reduce property tax. In this endeavor, he was unsuccessful. Today, real estate agents say that the home costs around $3 to $7 million annually to maintain, which probably explains why nobody is willing to purchase it. Oh, and you might remember Lynnwood Hall from a little film called Silence of the Lambs. Think that's bad? Wait until you see what's in store at our number 1 spot, coming up soon. Number 7. Aubry Lewis's house, Montclair, New Jersey. When it was listed in 2017, one final time to attract buyers, Aubry Lewis's Montclair home was put up for sale for just $10. The catch was that anyone who actually bought the home would have to move it somewhere else. The state council even offered a $10,000 move-in bonus, but still could not find an interested buyer. The incredibly low price tag was expected to attract a flock of buyers, but the property was never sold, and so the city council had no choice but to demolish the place instead. But why couldn't the owners manage to find a buyer for such a low price? Well, anyone who actually purchased the property would also have to relocate the house, inevitably racking up a hefty bill in the process. Any buyer would have to fork out an additional $200,000 to move the house, as well as more charges to purchase a nearby plot. Sadly, the neighborhood lost a historic, stunning mansion to pave way for a cluster of homes in its place, none of which compare to the former property's beauty. Number 6. Tudor-style homes, Boston, Detroit. These incredible Tudor-style homes were listed for just $1,000 in Boston, Detroit. The mansions, which feature 7 bedrooms, nearly 70 windows, and an indoor fountain, are all currently owned by the city of Boston in a widespread abandoned area of town. These were previously listed in the Building Detroit home auction that the city is hosting for houses starting at $10,000. The reason these homes are currently being sold for such a low price? Well, they need extensive repair, of course. When it comes to cheap real estate, there's always a catch. The Tudor-style homes built here were constructed in the 1920s in the historic neighborhood of Boston Edison, which features spacious lots, boulevards, huge mansions, and early 20th century homes. The mansions in question are 4,200 square feet, which would make them extremely desirable if it weren't for the fact that they were in desperate need of some serious repairs. Enjoying the video so far? Leave us a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Number 5. Villa Maggio, California, US. It's hard to believe that Frank Sinatra's old hideaway in Palm Desert, the Villa Maggio, has been off and on the market for 14 years. The property gets its name from Sinatra's character in From Here to Eternity, and is, with no uncertainty, an incredibly beautiful home. So why doesn't anyone want it? Experts believe it's because the property is in the middle of nowhere. Sinatra's secluded retreat is a 6-bathroom, 5-bedroom isolated property in California, featuring wooden shingles and a cozy atmosphere. It has a rustic charm to it that's hard to find in mansions these days, and is currently available for just over $4 million. However, thanks to its extremely remote location, estate agents are having a hard time finding a buyer. Other than its bizarre location, the Villa Maggio is incredibly beautiful. The entire property opens up to a stunning mountain vista and even comes with its own helicopter pad. Sinatra lived in this hideout for nearly 12 years, where he welcomed only his most elite friends. Number 4. SKPS Mansion, West Broadway, US. If you know anything about this Victorian mansion from 1875, you know that it's been the source of some blood-chilling stories for years. The mansion, built by Sylvester Pierce, is apparently haunted by a plethora of spirits, as claimed by 6 separate mediums and paranormal experts. It's no wonder that nobody is interested in paying just $472,100 for the place. The mansion has been the source of inspiration for countless films like Psycho and The Addams Family, thanks to its ghoulish, haunted charm. Of course, several paranormal researchers have certified the property as being properly haunted, and many people who pay the Pierce Mansion a visit would agree. The mansion once belonged to Sylvester K. Pierce, who was once a South Gardner chair manufacturer. He spent a year and a half building the mansion, with more than 200 laborers working around the clock to complete the build. Today it serves as a location for the Dark Carnival, to run a circus-themed haunted attraction that features some scarily realistic effects. Number 3. Le Palais Boulle, France. Also called the Bubble Palace, this French mansion hit the market after its previous owner passed away, and is currently going for a modest $387 million. This property, even though not listed as a historic monument, has specified in its listing that the new owner is not able to make any changes to the home's basic structure after purchasing. It's no surprise that this is the most expensive property in Europe, and it's clear that the owners intend to keep it this way. We can't say that the price tag isn't at least partly justified. This is one of the most beautiful mansion properties out there. The home overlooks the Bay of Cannes, offering incredible vistas from each and every window. The Bubble Palace was once owned by Pierre Cardin, a once-renowned haute couture designer whose incredible taste is most certainly reflected in his former home. Number 2. Updown Court, Surrey, UK. Around 7 years ago, Updown Court in Windlesham, Surrey was listed for €75 million and is yet to find a buyer, as prospective owners feel that it would be far too expensive to maintain a 103-bedroom house. Currently, the home is under Ireland's National Asset Management Agency. It also happens to be one of the most expensive properties in the United Kingdom. Updown Court defaulted on a mortgage of $50 million. Yikes! Other than its obvious financial troubles, the mansion is set on 11 acres of land, with 24 en-suite rooms in its interior and 5 separate swimming pools for any potential owner to enjoy. With no buyer in place, the maintenance costs for this property have increased to €1.5 million each year, and the owners just spend nearly €30 million on renovations to maintain the home. Anyone who decides to buy Updown Court, should the day ever come, will be able to enjoy its 50-seat cinema, bowling alley, panic room, squash court, and wine cellar, complete with 3,000 bottles of wine. Number 1. The Victorian Folly. This magnificent home is a 218-foot-high pension in the village of Sway, in Hampshire, in the south of England. This tower is finding it hard to attract many potential buyers. This is thanks to its towering design and the 330 steps that separate you from the top of this building. Quite unsurprisingly, it's the tallest building with reinforced concrete in the world. Impressively, the tower features a 6-foot-deep swimming pool, as well as a range of other amenities, including, a tower. The mansion was previously owned by Paul Atlas, an entrepreneur and businessman. The home offers some incredible views and is a one-of-a-kind property that was built back in the 1880s. Perhaps the most special feature of the Victorian Folly is that the windows can be removed to bring furniture in and out of the home. Is it worth €2.5 million? That's for you to decide. Thanks so much for watching, folks. Now it's time for a bonus fact. Did you know that architecture was once an Olympic sport? Well, now you do. Which of these undesirable mansions would you consider buying? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, consider giving us a thumbs up to show your support and subscribing to the channel to catch more content like this. And if you never want to miss another upload, hit the bell icon down below to be notified each time we put out a new video. Until then, bye-bye.